Finding Fibonacci, an explanation of how a math equation can help us understand the world better. Before I start off my presentation, here's a little introduction about me. My name is Emmanuel Ruiz Baranda, and I was born on September 18, 2002. I am a gamer, a previous athlete, and a martial arts practitioner, and currently someone who loves strawberries and coffee, not necessarily together. Right now, aside from graduating and becoming a progressive member of society, my current goal is to claim ownership of a dog named Oreo, who is currently being owned by my girlfriend. To begin my presentation, let's start with answering the question, what is the Fibonacci sequence? According to Robert Sheldon, a published author and a professional in the field of technology and business, the Fibonacci sequence is a set of integers, also known as the Fibonacci numbers, that starts with a 0, followed by 1, and then by another 1, and then by a series of steadily increasing numbers. The sequence follows the rule that each number is equal to the sum of the preceding two numbers. Later on, I will provide more visual examples to this explanation. Before we can understand further, we need to look into who is said to have discovered the famed Fibonacci sequence. The mathematical equation's name was coined after a certain Leonardo of Pisa. To differentiate him from another Leonardo of Pisa and avoid confusion, he was given another names like Leonardo Pisano and most famously Leonardo Fibonacci, which translates to Leonardo, son of Bonacci. Fibonacci is a medieval Italian mathematician, known for his numerous works and contributions in the field of mathematics. Other than Fibonacci sequence, he is also credited for authoring books such as Liber Abaci, the first European work on Indian and Arabian mathematics, Practica Geometri, and Liber Quadratorum. Unironically enough, he did not discover the Fibonacci sequence. The formula has always been around and has long appeared in ancient Sanskrit poetry, with numerous other scholars and mathematicians mentioning it in their own works. However, it was Fibonacci who popularized and publicized it for the Western populations in his book Liber Abaci. In a way, that is very relevant to this presentation. Moving on to a more visual representation of the Fibonacci sequence. Here is an image from andymath.com. The Fibonacci sequence is defined as a set of integers wherein each number is the sum of the previous two numbers. As such, the numbers included are 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144, 233, 377, 610, 987, and so on and so forth. As you can see, there are two possible visual representations of the Fibonacci sequence. One is represented by values and set of integers displayed earlier, and another by a proportionate curve. From here on out, we will refer to them as the Fibonacci formula and the golden ratio. As there are two possible visual representations of this sequence, then there are also two possible applications of it in nature. The Fibonacci formula takes on the form of the mathematical equation displayed above, wherein Fn is the nth number in the sequence, and n is the order of the number in the sequence. In the formula, it is always a constant that f0 has the value of 0 and f1 has the value of 1. So for example, if we will use the formula with the given Fibonacci sequence, let's look for the sixth number in the sequence. In order to solve it, we will substitute n with the number 6 and proceed to simplify. 6 minus 1 is 5, and 6 minus 2 is 4. We will then be using the fifth and the fourth number in the sequence to look for the sixth number by adding their values. The value of the fifth and the fourth numbers are 3 and 2 respectively. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 according to the given sequence. The sixth number in the sequence should be 5, thus proving our equation to be correct. In Liber Abaci, Fibonacci used the sequence in his book to determine the answer to the question of how many pairs of rabbits will there be in 1 year. He made the equation by considering an idealized rabbit population wherein a single newly born pair of rabbits are put in a field. Rabbits can make at 1 month old, so that at its second month, it can produce another pair of rabbits. Rabbits never die, and each mating pair produces one new pair every month from the second month on. Here in this situation, N will be the month, and F will be the amount of new baby rabbit pairs that given month. The answer to this puzzle is F13 equals 233. For more examples, we can take a look at trees and flowers in nature. The Fibonacci formula is apparent in plant life, from succulents like cacti to the veins of each leaf. It depicts the formulation of cells, their branching out in tree branches and roots, as well as the amount of petals a plant has. Simply put, it can be seen representing growth patterns. Another way to depict the Fibonacci sequence is by the use of golden ratio, also known as the divine proportion, although mostly known as for its application in art and anatomy. It is also provides a reference to the way Mother Nature functions. That's also why it is used to add more balance and make artworks look more natural and realistic. For visual aid on how it's used in artworks, here is an example of Johannes Vermeer's girl with a pearl earrings painting. It uses the ratio to lead the elements towards the focus of the artwork, which is the eye, and make sure it is balanced by using the amount of boxes in the ratio to proportion the elements. While the Fibonacci formula shows the values of the growth patterns, the golden ratio shows the flow of the growth patterns instead. You can see how the formation of the cactus, the nautilus shells, and the fern closely resembles the golden ratio. But not only is it apparent in small parts of nature, in fact, even big occurrences like typhoons, whirlpools, and ocean waves follow the pattern of the Fibonacci spiral. Now, let's go back to the very purpose of this presentation. Why is the Fibonacci sequence important? Is it because it helps us to understand the way our world works? Is it because it shows us how mathematics can be relevant to our everyday lives? Or is it both? Maybe it's because without it, we'd probably still be wondering how scientists will find the eye of the storm without satellite image. Maybe it's because Leonardo da Vinci wouldn't have made the Mona Lisa, such as lifelike masterpiece without it. Or maybe it's something as small and simple as understanding why a lucky four-leaf clover is so rare to find in nature, given that it's rebellious enough not to follow the Fibonacci sequence. Whatever the actual specifics can be, the Fibonacci sequence has helped us understand and determine how the world around us works, how it is made, how it grows, and how it moves. It is further proof of what the great Galileo Galilei once said: the book of nature is written in the language of mathematics. Maybe math isn't as useless after all. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Once again, I am Emmanuel Ruiz Baronda. Have a great day, and I hope you learned something exciting.